29 forecast.
Well, the next big thing I'm tracking from the Weather Center will be hotter conditions. Good Sunday morning to you. I'm Storm Team 29 meteorologist Josh Fitzpatrick. That jet stream wind flow is going to push northbound, and that will allow for this building heat wave over the central and southern plains to expand to the east. And that means tomorrow will be the hottest day of the next 7. In that first forecast for your Sunday, it's a desert-like atmosphere. That means a very dry air mass. Temperatures will quickly rise from the 50s and 60s now into the 70s and 80s and eventually some 90s. Upper 80s and low 90s on both sides of the Blue Ridge later on today with a light south breeze. Not very humid though. And sunset now is at 1 minute past 8. Little hazy today, mostly because of some smoke in the sky from those ongoing wildfires in Canada. We'll call it moderate levels of air quality. So if you're be very sensitive to some of this smoke and haze, you'll want to stay inside. But it doesn't look like we're going to have a repeat of what we had earlier in June when we were in the very unhealthy category. You can also get this latest update and air quality forecast anytime on the Storm Team 29 weather app. Looking outside live from the top of Wintergreen, some of that smoke and haze is accentuating our Sunday sunrise. Red sky sunrise right now, but no rain clouds on the horizon anytime soon. But that may change later on into the work and school week. Right now, numbers are pleasant. It's 60 in Charlottesville, 50 right now in Stanton. NBC 29's live Doppler radar network is completely dry, and it will stay that way for quite some time. We have high pressure that's building across the Central Plains states all the way north into the Great Lakes, and that's going to deflect any rain off to the north and northwest of our area. But it looks like on Wednesday there's a bit of a change. A cold front will arrive from the northeast, so highs in the 90s on Monday and Tuesday. That northeast wind flow will give us a drop in temperature, so heading back to school for a lot of you on Wednesday, highs will be in the 80s. A little break in the heat wave. Tropics are active. We're heading to the peak of hurricane season in September. We have some tropical disturbances we need to watch in the Atlantic Basin, but we're all watching Hurricane Hilary. It's a weakening into a tropical storm. Now, it was never forecast to become a hurricane in California, but it is going to be a tropical storm, which is very unusual. It'll give Southern California, the desert Southwest, tremendous amount of rainfall, flooding rainfall, perhaps catastrophic flooding in portions of the Golden State. And some of that rain might get into a cold front that will arrive here by next weekend. So indirect impacts from Hilary could impact our weather next weekend. Details on that throughout the week. Forecast for today though, hazy sun, still dry with highs in the upper 80s, low 90s. For the overnight, milder with lows in the seasonable 60s. Your forecast on Monday in the 90s, well in the 90s, hazy hot sunshine, but not very humid. Now in the direct sunlight tomorrow afternoon, it may feel closer to 100 degrees. 7-day forecast calls us to be in the low 70s on Tuesday morning, highs near 90 on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, not as hot as we head back to school in Charlottesville and Albemarle County, in the low 80s, mid 80s on Thursday. Could be a morning rain shower. 90s on Friday. And we'll watch next weekend, Destiny, with our next best chance for some tropical downpours from indirect impacts from Hilary.
Pretty hot days ahead of us.
Oh yes, tomorrow try to seek the shade, air conditioning, and stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.